Jeremy Frimpong, Georgi Mamedashvili, Hugo Ekitike, Milos Kerkez, Florian Wirtz, and now Alexander Isak. The names of the people just mentioned show that Liverpool have been truly inevitable this window. I'm aware that Mamedashvili came in last year. We sent him back on loan to Valencia. He came in for about 30 million euros, which, to be honest, for a keeper of his quality and talent, it's practically pennies, if we're being honest, especially in the transfer market that we have today. You see players like Alanga go for real big money. Obviously, Kudus, I think that's sort of an exception. I think that he's a phenomenal player, very talented, and I think Spurs have gone out and got the best in class there. But if we're honest, there's not another team that has had the success in this window that Liverpool have. And as a fan of the club, and I love this club and I watch them week in, week out, without fail, it doesn't matter if it's a friendly, if the game doesn't mean anything, I'm always there to watch. It is a joy to see. And now thinking that we could add a player of Alexander Isak's sort of caliber to that. Now, I understand we've spent big this summer. Obviously, we didn't have a transfer window last summer, really. We brought Chiesa in for about £13 million. He's looking like he's going to move on for about the same. So it's sort of not a positive, not a negative there. It's just sort of a neutral. We had him for a year. He scored some good goals, to be honest. I wish he'd had a bit more of a chance in the first team. But let's be honest. Compared to a player like Isak, we could let Chiesa go for €1 million and I wouldn't care. We've not only gone out and signed Florian Wirtz, who is actually the best in class. Now, I know I said Kudus is the best in class. When I'm referring to Kudus there, I mean in his position and what's available, he's probably one of the top people in the class there for Tottenham to go out. And it is something that they do. Liverpool are just a bit different. Now, you've got Arsenal signing Noni Madueke. We go out and get Florian Wirtz. Now, granted, that is for a British transfer record. But he's a player of that quality, and as a big club, we're now starting to move like a big club, and that's what I love to see. We've gone out and signed Florian Wirtz, who's going to be a creator. He fills that void that Trent's left behind. Now we go and sign Hugo Ekitike. We held Newcastle for ransom, shook them for their lunch money and said, give us Isak or we'll take your target. I've not seen Liverpool move like this in my entire life. Now, we go get Ekitike, and we're not happy with that. And that's what I'm enjoying seeing out of this window. Ekitike comes in, great player, amazing future, could be really good for us. We want to go get Isak. We unsettled Isak with that bid, and Newcastle were holding firm, and their fans were going, he's never leaving, he's Geordie till he dies. No, he's not. Isak is a red, and as much as it might pain them to admit that, he's going to be in a Liverpool shirt next year. I don't care if we sign him in the summer, if we sign him in January, or if we sign him in next summer. He's made it clear that he wants us, and we've made it clear that he's our guy. Now, I've heard online people speculating that he's got this muscle injury and things like that, but every other injured player has gone on the tour with Newcastle. So if it was really a reason like that, he'd still go. If he really wanted to be a part of the team, he'd be there. And now I'm seeing reports, and I've been reading reports for the past few days, that he's been having meetings with Eddie Howe, and he doesn't want to be in the club, and he wasn't involved in the Celtic game because he had a meeting with Eddie Howe, and Eddie Howe said, no, we're not having this talk right now, and Isak said, fine, and they just went their separate ways for a minute. This is a player that's trying to force his way out of the club, and if I'm honest, Liverpool should do whatever they can to get him. If Luis Diaz needs to go out to Bayern Munich so that we can bring in Isak, I'm fine with that. And I love Lucho. He's one of my favourite players in the team. I love his chant. I love what he brings to the team, the flair, the excitement. But flair and excitement doesn't bring you 20 goals in back-to-back seasons. But do you know what does bring you 20 goals in back-to-back seasons? The Swedish sniper that's sitting out there in Newcastle currently, dreaming of a move to my club. Now, I've been following this guy called Indicalia News on Twitter. A lot of people say that he's not very reliable. However, everything that he's said has come out and been confirmed by Ornstein, Romano. He's just reporting it first, and it's really incredible to see. He reported that Isak was having a meeting with the club and that he was going to, expand on his future. Everyone said he was lying, and then Fabrizio says that that's the truth. and now everyone believes it. Now he's just come out and said that Alexander Isak is getting serious about a move to LFC. He's already told his agent to start hunting for properties in the Cheshire area. Once the bid is locked in, he wants everything to move fast, no waiting around. It's clear that he's eager to get on the pitch and make an impact. Liverpool fans, get ready, this could be the start of something exciting. Me personally reading that, I am excited. I've been excited since we put the bid forward for him in the first place, and Newcastle had no interest in selling, because I was the person that thought, even if we don't get him this summer, we've made our intent clear and he knows that we want him. Even if we go out and sign Ekitike, who again I think is going to be brilliant for this club, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do, we still made it clear that we want Isak. It wasn't Ekitike or Isak, it was Ekitike and Isak. And that's what people weren't understanding. They thought that when we went out and signed Ekitike, because yes, it was a lot of money. It was 69 million euros plus add-ons. It can raise to 79. People thought that was us signifying that we'd given up on Isak. No, that was us telling the world that we want this guy and we want that guy. And there's nothing that anybody can do to stand in our way. Now, I'm seeing reports that Inzaghi wants Darwin Núñez at Saudi. We could charge them 80 million euros. That pays off Ekitike, and then we can go and get Isak. You know, I'm just thinking that this is a very exciting thing, and I'm excited to see how the team plays next year, because people are saying, why would you get Isak if you've got Ekitike? You've got a striker. Who's to say that we can't play two up top? Or who's to say that Ekitike or Isak, because they're both very capable of doing this, they can't move out onto the left and, you know, facilitate? Who's saying that we don't play two up top? We have Salah and Wirtz in sort of that wide position behind them. Or they could even play sort of narrowly as sort of like these wide attacking playmaking midfielders. And then you have Kerkez and Frimpong, or Kerkez and Connor Bradley, bombing it on the outside because they've got bundles of energy. And I'm just excited to see where this team goes, because I genuinely think that Arne Slot is a genius. I was watching this team last year go into half time looking flat and come out a completely different team. And I'm sorry, I've not seen Liverpool do that before. I've seen Pep Guardiola do it, and I love Jurgen Klopp. He is a messiah to me. He won games and came out in the second half and changed things, but he didn't change things by changing the system. He changed things by telling the players to work harder. Arne Slot's telling these players to work smarter, and we're bringing in smart footballers that can play in these plethora of positions and impact games in different ways. If it's not working with Gravenberch and McAllister, that doesn't matter, because we can bring on Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai. If we need more legs rather than more creativity, maybe Florian Wirtz can sit out this game and Szoboszlai can run the other team into the ground like he did all last year. We are building a juggernaut of a team, and it's just so exciting to see. And what makes it even better is seeing all these rival fans crying that Liverpool is spending money. You've got people saying, oh, that Coutinho money stretched far. We went with our time, you know, trying to bid on Caicedo, Zubimendi, trying to bid on Lavia, trying to bid on these big players, and them saying no. We went through these times. We went through the times where we were bringing in players that people didn't even know about. When Mohamed Salah came to Liverpool, he was a good player. Everyone knew he was a good player, but people labelled him as a Premier League flop. We brought him in and transformed him. And now that we've done that and we've proved that we can win the league with those style of players, we are going out and proving that we now have the pull of any other team. Because Man City might have wanted Florian Wirtz. They say it was a financial decision, but they've gone and spent £200 million. There's no way they couldn't afford Florian Wirtz if they wanted to. He wanted to come to us. Hugo Ekitike, Newcastle bid 70 million euros for him, and he turned them down. We bid 69, €1 million less, we land our guy. This is how Liverpool are this window, and this is how I want to see Liverpool going moving forwards, because I'm loving it. All these Newcastle fans crying, saying they were playing 5D chess against us, just for them to lose out on Ekitike and then possibly lose their guy in Alexander Isak, and whilst they're shopping around for Johan Wissa, and I think Wissa is incredible, but he is not Alexander Isak. So I'm just saying, Liverpool are going to win the league next year. This is a bit of a rambly video. I'm just reacting to everything that's come out over the past few days, but we are a threat, a serious team, and I genuinely think that if we don't win the Premier League, I will be very surprised. If we land Isak, we should be going for the Premier League. We should be going for the Champions League, and I'm excited to see where we can go next. So you guys let me know what you think. I think that we've gone out and done some tremendous business, but I want to hear what you guys think. And I'm going to do a couple videos actually deep diving into the players that we have signed, because I'm aware this wasn't the most tactical or analytical video. It was just me being excited as a fan, but sometimes that's just what you've got to do. I've got a couple other guys that are going to be doing this channel as well, so hopefully you can hear all of our points of view. But the most important thing for us is we want to hear what you guys have to say, so drop that in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.